How do I respond to a 10-year-old that lies about silly little things almost constantly? Challenge with trivia, become the fun fact-checking wizard. The kid is probably insecure. He's lying to make himself look cool. I don't think you need to do anything about it. It's not your kid. Although I wouldn't be able to resist messing with him. Hey little Ricky, I followed your advice. Then my car caught on fire. Insurance company says my deductible is $5,000. So, you know, whenever you get the money. Most of this behavior sounds like the kid is really wanting to feel powerful and independent. I know the most in this room. I don't need to be told anything. You might ask the parent what their strategy is responding to this. They won't be unaware that their kid has a lying thing. I personally really dislike being lied to. So for any lie I usually say with some sadness to the kid that it hurts my trust when they lie to me, so that I don't believe them as well in the future when they tell me things. I say, I would really like to have trust between us where I tell them true things, and they do the same. Even if it doesn't work right away, I think it leads to more honesty, and at least I can demonstrate some gentle authenticity about what's important to me. Look it up on your phone in front of him. My 40-year-old sister-in-law has mostly stopped. So, I think I had this issue when I was little. I don't remember what I was telling my mom one day, but I do remember her response. It was something I was telling the truth about. She said, "I don't believe you." And when I protested, she replied, "When you lie to me, I can't believe what you say even if you're telling the truth. How do I know when you're lying or not lying? So I don't believe you." It worked. Does the kid know he's lying? Or is he sharing things he thinks is true? In either sense, when it's actual facts, it's always good to correct them. That way, they will either learn the correct information or learn it isn't okay to lie about facts. Start lying about things he knows are false to the point it annoys him. When he calls you out on it, explain keep doing it because he does it. Source: this probably isn't a good idea, I just would like to hear how it pans out. Ask the parent. Does he get enough undivided attention? I used to do this as a child, and it was because I wanted an adult to challenge me on the obvious lies, just to get some interaction and engagement from my parents, grandparents, teachers, etc. It didn't work and in hindsight was stupid, but that may be what he is trying to do. My friend's son did the same thing around that age. We all think he was equating knowledge with maturity. All the older cousins were in middle school and high school, and the younger ones were toddlers. He was the odd man out. He tried to fit in with the older kids, and the confident lying was one of his methods. So there was a family rule that you had to cite your source when making bold claims. It went for kids and adults. It kept everyone in check. No one could just make stuff up to win arguments or suit their needs. It especially helped when the boys hit high school and started to, actually people all the time. Show him the story of the boy who cried wolf. You'll find it on the internet somewhere. This little kid was me. When my parents divorced and we moved into the trailer park, I was 9 years old. I knew enough that living in a trailer was not desirable, so I would lie about all sorts of things. I would lie to everyone about simple things like going to Chuck E. Cheese when we couldn't afford it. I've blocked most of my memories from around that time in my life, but I do remember that I always felt less than everyone else. If I encountered a 10-year-old me now, I'd let him know that he'll move out of the trailer park one day, and his life will get much better. He may even win an Emmy Award or two. Ask his parents privately how they'd like you to respond. You should challenge him very softly and kindly. Encourage him to find and share actual fun facts. Praise him for sharing real ones. Kids often don't really understand this sort of thing as lying. Trying to steer him towards less antisocial behavior is best. Children are still figuring themselves out and how to socialize, so be gentle in any approach. Responses to this question have been interesting. We see word lie, we think bad. But are they lies or creative outlet for someone who likes to create scenarios and tales in their mind? Perhaps run with it and direct the behavior to more positive source like art or writing. Nurture their wonder and watch it grow, within reason. Lies regarding safety or violence should be addressed appropriately. Teach them that line. Educate them. Hi, I was like this. I would say things I didn't know were true, and if people didn't challenge them, I would decide they were idiots. I was not a particularly well-adjusted 10-year-old, and I thought I was a genius. The way to get me to stop was to call out my errors. A lot of people just let it slide, and this convinced me they were unworthy of my time. My friend is fond of sure, Pinocchio then walks away laughing. 10-year-old doesn't want to share accurate facts with you. He wants a conversation. You might try a similar approach with kids that ask profound questions and respond with "That's really interesting. What do you think? How did you find out about that?" When I was a kid, I told outrageous, pointless lies for fun. I don't think anyone ever took it seriously. Most just took it as a harmless joke, the joke being that they would be obtuse. He is looking to impress, so put him pen to paper and tell him to write you a story. Give him a safe creative outlet to redirect that to, then make sure he knows it is an extremely impressive story. If it is extreme, make sure to specify that you would like either fiction or non-fiction. Give him an appropriate way to impress with his storytelling abilities.